Hello, friend. This is part 2 of Season 1 of this cute game. If you haven't seen part 1, then go and watch part 1 first. You will find the link in the description. And without further ado, let's start part 2. The money for the bus fare, because Ali had no money at all, and Ali says thank you to Sangbo and leaves from there. Now, in the next scene, he tells where the policemen do not trust his words, and they send him out of the police station. Gihan also tries to call the card given by the salesman here, but this time, the number belonged to a lady who gets angry at the call. A detective in the police station is also looking at a goon, and he asks the police officer about him. So the officer tells him that Kevin was talking some nonsense, and that too, about some game, because maybe he is drunk. After some time, Gihan meets Sangbo, but, who is still in the Downs, does not go to his house. While talking to Gavin, he tells Song that he has a huge debt, which is 6 billion won. Hearing this, Gihan also gets shocked, and then Song says that he had invested a lot of money in trading, which all sank, and he has gone bankrupt. That is, this immediate thing was to comfort his mother. Gihan now gets a call from the hospital, where, upon going, he finds out that his mother has diabetes and there is a wound in her feet, which is not healing due to diabetes, and she will have to undergo surgery, in which her foot may also have to be amputated. Gihan becomes very sad after hearing this, and his mother tells him to go home, and tells Gihan that he will get her treated, which his mother says will cost a lot, and he will not be able to do it. And here Gihan also feels sad that he was also not able to pay for his mother's treatment. Now, the next day, we see the prefect who was talking to his mother that he is trying his best to find his brother, and he will find him no matter what. Actually, the detective's brother had been missing for a long time, and no one knew anything about where he went. The detective also goes to his brother's old hostel, where he finds a card, and the card was exactly the same as the card in Gihan's game that the detective had seen inside the police station. In the next scene, the detective goes to the police station and gets Gihan's address so that he can get a lead for his brother. We see player 107, who was shocked to meet his brother, and that is the same girl who had hit Kevin, who had stolen his money. He tells his sister that he misses his mother and father a lot, and he doesn't want to be alone, on which she says that she will quickly take Choi home with her, and that her parents will also return to her soon. This starts happening here, and her sister also gets emotional seeing this, and starts consoling her. After some time, player 067 goes to meet a man at a place who was asking for 40 million moons to get his mother out of North Korea, on which player 067 gets angry and leaves from there. In the next scene, we see Ali, who had come to his book place and was asking for a lot of his remaining salary, but his boss was greedy, and despite having money, he refuses to give him money. Due to Ali's argument, the boss's hand goes inside the machine, and he gets injured, and taking advantage of this, Ali takes the money and runs away from there. Ali goes home and tells his wife to take this money and go to her house. And Ali returns home a few days later. At first, his wife doesn't believe him, but Ali convinces him that Easy was causing a lot of problems to these people here. Now, in the next scene, we see Sang talking to his mother on the phone, who is hiding near the house and talking to them, but he doesn't tell them anything, and lies that his work is going very well and he is still abroad. After some time, Sang's mother is talking to one of her customers about Sang and praising him, when the police comes to her, who is looking for Sang Bak. Easy had not paid the loan, and he had made his mother and his shop the guarantor of the loan, and the police officer gives Sang Bak's mother some time and leaves from there. In the second song, he was very tense in his hotel room, and he received an invitation from the game again, that if he wants to come back, he can. On the other hand, Gavin also goes to a place to ask for help from a friend of his, but his friend refuses to give him money. Now Gavin goes to a bar to drink beer, where he makes players old, and he tells him that he had just come to a friend's house, and he goes on to say that he wants to go back to the game. Hearing about going back to the game, Gavin refuses him, but the old man says that the world outside is worse than this. In the next scene, we see player 101, who who makes a plan with one of his colleagues to rob the Squid Game. But some of his subordinates had already decided to kill him, and they attack him, and player 101 runs away from there to save himself. Why is his ex-wife here? He goes to his house to get some money, but his wife refuses, saying that she doesn't have a single penny to give him, and she can't help anyone. She wanted to keep her daughter with her. Now her husband and children also come to the house, and she chases Gi-hun out of the house. Outside, Gi-hun's ex-wife's husband comes to him and offers him money. In return, Gon will never be allowed to see his daughter again, to which Gi-hun gets angry and leaves and doesn't take the money. This means that Gi-hun really loves his daughter and wants to earn money only for his daughter. So Gi-hun goes to his house where he meets a detective, and the detective asks Gi-hun about the game, to which Gi-hun says that he doesn't know anything, and he said everything while drunk. The detective also tells him about finding his brother. Hearing this, Gi-hun doesn't say anything and goes home where he gets another. The next day, Gi-hun, Sang-bo, Player 1, Player 067 and many others had come to return to the game, and a car starts taking them all away, where the detective was also chasing Gi-hun, following these cards. Here, in a car, Player 067 saved himself from fainting by covering his face, and Episode 2 ends here. In the start of Episode 3, all the players are brought to the base of the Squid Game by car, which is an island. The detective also follows them and kills a Squid Game worker and puts on his clothes. He puts his clothes on him, puts his ID in his pocket, and throws him into the water. He is changing his clothes, and here we notice a detail that all the players have all the information about them near their ears, which could be scanned, and the same details are mentioned on the masks of the members. Now, when the clothes were being changed, Player 67, who was not unconscious, hides a knife and takes it inside with her. Now, when everyone regains consciousness, all the players meet in the apartments and start forming a team in the apartments. Gi-hun meets the old man and tells him that Kevin only came back because of the old man's words. Here, Ali and Sang-bo was also with them both, and they plan to form a team in the same office. The other one, and the black mask man, who was called the front man, tells his staff to keep an eye on all the players who have not rejoined. Now after some time, everyone is given a meal, and Gi-hun, Sang-bo, Ali and the old man were sitting together and eating. Now the old man says that these are all games that he has played in his childhood. Gi-hun also agrees on this, and also tells the names of some games. Ali says that he has no knowledge of these games, to which Gi-hun tells him that he will teach Ali. At night, everyone goes to sleep, and one player goes to the washroom, where at first the masked man forbids her, but later he lets her go, and player 067 also comes with her. Now that player starts smoking cigarettes, and player 067 goes to the bathroom with her, and they both go through the AC duct. They check the next room to see what's going on there, and they see the kitchen where a lot of sugar is being melted, after which they both return. The second detective also goes to his room, where a masked man gets suspicious of him. In this room, the detective also notices the camera. Here, every person was kept under close surveillance. Now at night, while sleeping, that detective notes everything on his phone. Whatever he saw here, the next morning, the players are given food and the second game is announced. Now the masked man takes everyone to the game, and in the game ground, these people find 4 doors on which different shapes were made, like umbrella, circle, triangle, and star. Sang-go had also asked player 067 about the game, what he saw, and he had come to know about sugar, and Sang-go had also gassed them. While talking to the Sang-gos, Gi-hun asks them what he saw. What do you think the game will be like? But Sang tells him that he doesn't know. Sang-go also tells Gi-hun that he doesn't know what the game will be like, so everyone should stay separate and play separate games. Now the game starts and everyone gets a box on their chosen door in which there was a big disc-like candy. Now we find out about this game, and in this game, these people had to remove the shape formed in the middle of the disc from the broken disc, and whoever fails in this will be eliminated. We gave all the other players their deck. We see a game being played with our shape, where player 212 finishes the game by chatting and takes out her candy shape from a lighter and gives her lighter to player 101, which also completes the game. Now Gihon was having a lot of trouble here, and he gets very worried seeing people dying. So suddenly he gets an idea, and he writes the candy and takes out his shape. And seeing this, the rest of the contestants do the same. By now, many players have finished their game and left the playground, and those who were left there are shot and killed. Where Gavin and the old man complete their game and come inside the dome, and Sang looks a little upset seeing them. Now, a container of prize money comes into this dome, and more money is filled in it. Ace and the people had been killed. Now all the people are reunited, and player 101 and his 4 companions and the 2 men are taken. The 5 people who survived in the last one are not reunited, and one of these people starts fighting with player 101. Now player 101 starts beating this man and beats him to death, and no one can stop him from killing him. Even the masked man does nothing and lets him kill him. Now all the people in this place start forming separate teams. Everyone was afraid that the strong player will kill the other players. Second, we see one player with some masked person, and here that player, who was also a doctor, was taking out parts of a dead body, and here I am doing something else. I would like to tell you that this masked man had already helped this doctor in the game, where he already had all the information of the game. Now that doctor finishes his work, and that masked man gives him an egg, and gives him the information of the game, where there was a paper note from this game. When he goes back to the hall, he starts looking for a team for himself, and he goes to player 1, and teams up with him, and also gives him the information of the next game. At night, the next game was going to be activated, and all the masked guards go outside the gate of this hall, and the front man was keeping an eye on everyone from the control room, after which the game is started. The game was originally that all the players had to fight in the ups and kill each other, where the main player was killing most of the people. Why don't they wake up this old man and take him to a safe place? Player 1 attacks the other player 67, who is saved by Gon. Many people have been killed so far. And the old man now climbs to a high place and begs to stop all this, and the front man stops the game. The guards all go inside the hall and stop the people from fighting. Many people had been killed in the hall, whose names are increasing in the container, and the dead bodies are burned with respect. At night, everyone sits and talks in the attic, where Gavin's team is telling their names, and the old man does not remember his name, and player 067 refuses to tell his name. The other and player 101's team were also there, and they were talking in the attic, and player 212 takes player 1 with her to the washroom, where they start getting intimate, and player 212 asks player 1 to stay together without cheating, and asks them to continue the game together till the end, to which player 1 agrees and says that he will do anything for him. Now here we also know the names of these 2 players. Here the name of player 1 and 1 was Dark So, and the name of player 2 is Han, Mi, Nu, Han, Mi. Here the Darks tell him that they are hiding the doctor and the doctor, to which Dark So refuses and also promises that he will stay with Han Mi until the end. Meanwhile, the detective in his room also notices the new details that have been found. In the morning, Gi-hun talks to the old man, where the old man tells that he has not slept since night and stayed awake all night so that no one can attack them. Now, the announcement of the next game is made, and everyone gathers in the other hall where a team of 10 people was to be formed in the new game, and Song-hee tells Gi-hun and Ali that they should form a team of the strongest people, and everyone separates and starts looking for the players. Han-mi comes to the Darks. The one whom Dark So refuses to take on his team is Aze. She was a girl, and Han-mi gets very angry with her, and she goes to Gon's team, where Sang-bo didn't want to take her either, but they take her because they were forced to, after finding all the players. Gon and Sang-bo's team had an old man and 3 girls, and their team was the weakest team there, which makes Zing a little worried, because here the losers don't lose but die. Now the next game starts, and they are all brought to a big brush, and the name of this game is Tug of War, in which 2 teams will face each other, and there were tons of players in these teams, and they will have to pull a rope to their side, and the team that pulls the rope to their side will be the winner, and the team that is opposite it will fall down and be killed. Now the game starts, and the first match was Dark Souls match, in which Dark Souls team wins, and the Virudi team falls down and gets killed. Now some of the workers who pick up the dead bodies below mark the grave of a body, and these people were the ones who used to seal the organs of the bodies. Now next time, it comes to Sangwoo and Gi-hoon's team, where they were already worried because they were the weakest team, so their defeat was certain. Now Gi-hoon asks the old man for tips for the dug-off war, and the old man starts telling from his experience that this game is not about strength, but about planning. The old man guides them all, and they follow his instructions, and they start taking the lead. They bend their evil back and hold the rope for 10 seconds, due to which the team in front starts slipping. And there they get this opportunity and pull the rope hard. They were about to win, when by some mistake, the opposition team starts taking the lead in the game. And suddenly, Sung gives an idea that they should move forward a few steps at once, which scares everyone, because there was a hole in the ground ahead. But Gi-hoon agrees to Sung here and convinces everyone, and all of them suddenly move forward a few steps. And the